Today we're talking to assistant manager Neil Sorvel. We're just ahead of Saturday's game against Eastleigh. But first of all, Neil, looking back at last weekend, a very, very satisfactory weekend all round.
Yeah, said it was going to be a tough game, didn't we, last week against a good side. I'd probably put it in there with the Chesterfield and the Aldershot game in terms of a really good one for the neutral. Two strong sides, you know, we had to play some really good stuff, which we did at times to get through and win the game. And you know, they've had the moments as well, so it's a really pleasing victory against one of the strong sides in the league.
And two very, very good goals.
Yeah, I think the first one, decent bout of possession, but it comes mainly from the two, you know, being brave to play through the lines, and one Isaac getting a turn and then Chris getting a turn, and he travels and gets his pass away, gets Noobs in a bit of space, and great first time delivery into the box. I think the second one come at a good time for us. I felt after we scored we lost a little bit of composure, didn't keep the ball as well as we'd like to, so I think it was Elliot, wasn't it, in midfield, bringing a ball down, clipped a nice ball wide for Chris, and then a nice little reverse pass and a great finish from JD. So good to see both subs came on and had opportunities, because Regan had a couple of opportunities as well when he came on.
I was really impressed with Southend as well, and I'd expect them to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think we said, didn't we, on the build up to the game, they would have been ahead of us if they hadn't have had the points deduction. I thought, you know, first half particular, I thought we made them look pretty average at times with, you know, how we control the game and move the ball, but they're always going to react to going behind, and they responded well. I think we weren't quite at it in that second half and didn't do as well as we'd have liked and control the game as well as we would have liked at that point. But you know, you're up against a good side, and like I say, you know, you're going to react and have some defending to do, and a team will always have a spell in the game, which they did towards the back end of the second half there.
You mentioned Regan Linney came on, and the only worry from that game was seeing Elliot Millett and Tom Cadman running on to treat Alex Newby. What's the situation with Alex?
He'd gone in to press one of the full-back, and he'd rolled his ankle. He looked really swelled up, to be fair, after the game. You know, quite a bit of swelling on it, so you were fearing the worst a little bit, but they've done some magic work on him, I think, this week. Swelling's come down, and he's been able to get out and get out on the pitch and get a bit of work done. So you know, I'll have a look at him and see how he is tomorrow.
So Eastleigh, 3 defeats in the last 4 games. They're not on the best run of form. They've got a big FA Cup game coming up against Reading. Started the season poorly, but then had a good little run. So they're a little bit up and down.
Yeah, look, I think it's they're up around mid-table, aren't they? They've probably conceded a few more goals than they would have liked. I think they're on a -4, aren't they, in terms of goal difference at this point. But it's always a really tough place to go. You know, if we think back to the 3 games where we've been there prior, we've not won there yet since we've come back into the National League. So we know it's going to be another tough start to what looks like a tough week for us coming up.
The 3 games that we've played against them to date since our return to the National League. The first one was our first away point on our following promotion from National League North. A 1-1 draw, Yusuf Cisse scoring the goal. And we did all right on the day.
Yeah, I think there's a few standouts in that one. I think we drew 1 apiece, didn't we? I think Yusuf scored, didn't he, from a knockdown off a corner. Sean Williams took a bad knock, didn't he, in that game, late tackle, bad injury. And I think funny enough, it was the COVID season, wasn't it? I think Phil was missing, so I think I took that game, on the day, yeah. So they were probably 3 standouts. I think we started really well for half an hour and And then again, look, they grew into it, and like I said, they're a lot stronger side at home, as we've seen across the 3 years when we've played them there.
Yeah, Sean Williams, I think, was running the game when he got the injury. He was having a really outstanding.
It's a bit of a naughty one, I think. The lads left a late one on him. Yeah,
let's nobble their best player at the moment, sort of thing. And also, it was that Sean Densmore had gone down with COVID, and that led the following week to about nine going down, and games being postponed. The second game, we took the lead through a Jake Malt's header very early on, and did okay again, but in the end we were done by an equaliser before half-time, and then a superb Tom Whelan free kick. He's a player who we've come up against for about 4 or 5 teams in the last 3 years.
Yeah, he's done the rounds, hasn't he, across a number of teams, and yeah. Whipped one in, didn't he, from a decent distance, top corner. It was a great free kick on the day, yeah.
Last season, we never recovered from a bad start, although overall the performance wasn't bad on the day.
Yeah, I thought we played really well there last season. We ended up losing 3-2, didn't we? Gifted them a goal, didn't we, with the own goal, the pass back, bit of miscommunication there. I think we conceded them we were 2-1 down at half time, scored a really good goal, if I remember. I think it was Jordan, wasn't it? Am I right in saying, off Eddie's shot? Yeah, it was a good move, that one. And then I think second period we concede from a set piece, big centre half heads one in underneath the bar, and then we come back again, and I think, I can't remember, is it Eddie scored the second one coming back post off Regan, and then we had a chance at the end. Was it a penalty turned down or something?
Exactly right. Yeah. I mean, we really should have got something out of that.
I think we controlled a lot of the game that day and just give poor goals away at bad moments.
One thing we'd expect on Saturday is goals, because in Eastleigh's 9 home games this season there's been 34 goals in total. They're scoring at 2 a game, and they're conceding at nearly 2 a game at home as well. We're doing really well in the goal scoring front. We've tightened up at the back, but you would expect goals on Saturday.
Yeah, hopefully in our favour. Hopefully it's an entertaining game, and all the goals go in at the right end. But yeah, they sound similar to how we've been over the years, don't they? With, scoring 2 a game, but maybe conceding a little bit more than that. It's always difficult to win games if you're conceding on average, more than 2 goals a game. It's tough. It's a funny one with them, because I think, like I say, 3 years there we've only took a point, but then if you flip that round to the home, when we've played them at home, I think the first season we drew with them, and then the 2 previous seasons, we've won pretty convincingly home games, really solid performances. And again, look at a team, if you look at the home form to their away form, they're a lot stronger at home. I think they've only lost 2 games at home this season compared to the away form.
And they've got the league's joint leading goal scorer in Paul McCallum. He's got a dozen goals, along with Marcus Dinanga, Manny Di Sarufe and Nicky Kabamba. And also Scott Quigley's got 6, so 18 of their goals, of their 28 goals, have come from 2 players.
Yeah, look, they're two really experienced players at the level, haven't they? Been around the block. Obviously, Quigley's won the league there with Stockport. McCallum's been at some good clubs, and they're 2 proven strikers in the league. I think it's a good haul for him, isn't it? 18 goals, so we know where the threats are, along with, I think, Baldwin's chipped in with 2 or 3, and the lad Maguire as well, who plays just behind the front players, attacking midfielder. He's got 2 or 3, so them 4 players account pretty much for the majority of their goals this season.
Yeah, Enzio Boldovan, he's a very, very difficult player to come up against.
Yeah, he's. You think we first came across him at Notts, didn't we? Again, look, I think they play him off the side as a wing back, or they'll play him up the top if one of the 2 strikers aren't playing. But like I said, you've got proven players who are well experienced at the level.
And Scott Quigley, he of course was Dior Angus's strike partner at Barrow when they got promoted in the COVID, the season that was restricted, and got Barrow back into the football league. And as you say, he caused us a few problems playing for Stockport County. It's another long trip. Unfortunately, we haven't had too many in recent times. It's been spread out reasonably well this season, but Southampton's a long way to go. So, of course, it's another overnight.
Yeah, doesn't feel like it's been as bad in the last month. To be fair, this would be, like you say, the first one for a while, but. We'll train tomorrow as we normally do, travel down on the day and prepare properly, and hopefully we can keep the run going that we're currently on.
And finally, it's the start of a very busy period, because we've got Rochdale away on Tuesday, who are level with Eastleigh. That's another very tough away fixture. And then Solihull Moors, who are going very well at the J Davidson Stadium, a week on Saturday.
Yeah, 3 good games to look forward to. 3 really tough games, I think. Like I say, spoke about our form not being great against Eastleigh, and the obviously a side who are a lot stronger at home than they are away from home. So focus on that one first. Hopefully, we can get a good outcome, keep the run going, and then we move on and have a look at the next one on Tuesday night.